All right, let's talk about one of Kyoto's most legendary and, let's be honest, kind of intimidating spots, Pontocho Alley. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by all the choices or just heard it's impossible to get into, this is for you. We're going to break it all down.
I mean, just picture it. A narrow stone path, so tight you can almost touch both sides, lined with these beautiful old wooden buildings and glowing red lanterns. This isn't just a street with restaurants, it's a 500-meter-long time capsule. Every single meal you have here comes with a side of history that goes back 350 years. That's what makes it so special.
But to really get Pontocho, to really appreciate that meal, you have to know its story. It's not just a random collection of restaurants. This whole district was shaped by river engineering, geishas, and even a world-famous dance performance.
So how did this place even come to be? Well, believe it or not, back in 1670, this whole alley was just a sandbar on the river until they reclaimed the land. By 1712, it was already an official entertainment district. But the real game changer? That was in 1872 with the Kamigawa Odori dances. That put Pontocho on the map, big time. And then, in 1927, they finished that iconic theater you can still see today, cementing its place in Japanese culture.
And get this, even the name, Pontocho, tells a story. It's this cool mashup of the Portuguese word for bridge, ponte, and the Japanese word for town, cho. It's a little hint at Kyoto's old international connections, hidden right there in the name of its most traditional alley. Pretty neat, right?
Okay, history lesson is over. Let's get to the main event, the food. With something like 100 restaurants crammed into this little alley, trying to choose one can feel impossible. So let's break it down, first by how much you want to spend, and then by what kind of vibe you're looking for.
First up, let's talk about money. You might think Pontocho is going to break the bank, but that's not always true. You can absolutely find a great budget-friendly meal. We're talking casual izakayas or some amazing yakitori. In that mid-range, you're looking at some really quality sushi, or maybe Japanese barbecue. And of course, for that premium special occasion experience, you have those incredible multi-course kaiseki meals. The key is just to know what you're in for before you sit down.
Next, think about your dining style. Like, what kind of night do you want? Are you a patient foodie who wants a 2-hour culinary art show? Then kaiseki is for you. Or would you rather have a fun, social, hands-on meal that you cook at the table? Yakiniku is your answer. Or hey, maybe you just want a casual, flexible, Japanese tapas kind of vibe. Then an izakaya is going to be perfect. Matching the style to your mood is everything.
Now, there is one experience in Pontocho that is just next level. It tops almost everything else. But here's the thing. It's only available for a few months out of the year. I am talking about the absolute magic of kawayuka, dining right over the river.
I mean, this is it. This is the Kyoto summer experience you see in photos. Eating an amazing meal on a temporary wooden platform built out over the flowing Kamigawa River. You've got the cool evening breeze, the city lights. Sound amazing? Yeah, it is. But there's a trick to making it happen.
These platforms are called kawayuka, and they are a huge deal. They're only set up from May to September, which makes getting a reservation one of the toughest tickets in town. This isn't just standard outdoor seating. It's a special seasonal event.
And because it's so special, you have got to be specific. I want you to memorize this phrase. Seriously, kawayuka no seki desu ka? It just means, is this for kawayuka seating? You have to ask for it by name when you book. If you don't, you might end up in a normal room just looking out the window watching other people live your dream. And trust me, you don't want that.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the where. Now for the most important part, how to actually do it right. Let's go over the 3 most common mistakes that cost tourists time, money, and frankly, a really great experience.
45. That's the average number of minutes you might waste just walking up and down this alley on a busy night, getting more and more frustrated hoping to find a walk-in table. This is mistake number 1, thinking you can just show up. Pontocho restaurants are tiny, and the good ones are booked solid. So the solution here is pretty simple. You have to plan ahead. On a normal night, book maybe 2 to 4 weeks out. But if you're there during peak season or you want that kawayuka seating, you need to be thinking 1 to 2 months in advance. The easiest way to do it? Just ask your hotel concierge. They are pros at this and can handle the Japanese phone calls for you.
This brings us to mistake number 2. And oh man, this one stings if you get it wrong. You might see Riverview on a website and think, yes, I got it!
But there is a massive difference between looking at the river from a window and actually dining on a platform over the river.
So here's what you need to know to get it right. First, not all the restaurants on the river even build these platforms. You have to explicitly confirm you're booking cutaway yucca seating. And yeah, be ready for a small seat charge for the privilege. But for that experience, it's absolutely worth it. You just need to know it's coming.
And finally, mistake number 3. Look at this number, 18,600 yen. Ouch! That's how much one couple basically wasted because they booked a full-on kaiseki dinner without really knowing what it was. They spent over $100 more than they needed to on a meal they didn't even really enjoy.
So the key is to just be honest with yourself. Before you book, ask this simple question right here. If your answer is a wholehearted yes, then a kaiseki meal might be the highlight of your entire trip. But if you hesitate even for a second, you'll probably be way happier and save a lot of money with an amazing yakiniku or izakaya meal instead.
So, after all of that, we get to the big question. With all its traditions and its little quirks, is a dinner in Pontocho actually the right move for your trip? Let's do a quick, final reality check.
It really just boils down to your travel style. Pontocho is perfect for planners, people who love to soak up the atmosphere and are excited about a more ceremonial kind of meal. But hey, if you're someone who prefers quick, simple food, or if you hate navigating big crowds, you might find it more stressful than magical. And that's totally okay. Kyoto has tons of other amazing food options.
And let's be real about the challenges, because it's not all magic lanterns. The reservations can be tricky for foreigners, a lot of places don't list prices online, and that tiny alley gets so crowded. But the biggest risk? A world-class restaurant might be right next door to a total tourist trap. Doing a little research is your best friend here.
In the end, the decision to go to Pontocho really comes down to this question. What makes a meal perfect? Is it just the food on your plate? Or is it the atmosphere, the history, the whole story of the place where you're eating? Because in Pontocho, you're not just buying dinner. You're buying a piece of an experience that's been centuries in the making. And for a lot of people, that's a story worth savoring.